Words that I've been saying today got me thinking about the words that are on the motherfucking pirate ship booty map of Texas. I've mentioned error today. ERA. You know that's next to motherfucking Sanger and Denton and Valley View and shit on the pirate ship map. Even Dish, that they put on the table the BCE era. Anyway. Since we cooking people and shit, I live on the corner of Cook and Mel. Since they put us in the Mel as slaves and shit, and in dust trialed our ass. You hear me? Because that's down the street from me too. Right on the next corner. I fell asleep, woke up, and some popped up in my head about error, or whatever the fuck that city is in Texas that I used to Instacart to with groceries. And I was talking about BC and all that other bullshit era. You hear me? And then for era to be Cook County with the E, and then for the time to be 8:39 that I time stamped this on, and then I looked in the bottom in that zip code, it's 836. That's the beginning of my pirate ship number. You hear me? And then for it to, Jesus to die and to cross at 33 years old, era is 33 minutes away from me. That's weird, isn't it? No, it's not. Anyway, I'm talking about stay tuned because I'm finna embed this motherfucking video and show y'all some shit. Y'all be blessed though. God, this, gang in the building. Married to the gang. You hear me? Married to the gang. You hear the airplane? I bet you do. Living in a loophole. A black loophole. Air, gas, bubble. We living in a loop. And I'm finna show you niggas how to get free of the underground railroad on the ground. You hear me? With the boots on the ground and shit. You hear me? I'm trying to break the chain gang. You hear me? That's the sound of a man working on the chain. Gang, gang, gang. You hear me? Let me say, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. That ooh is the oh, So today I found out that cotton is not a natural native plant. Did y'all know that? Let me give y'all some information on cotton today. Here to attack your energy. Did you know that? It's not a natural plant. So they put it here. Just like roaches and pigs and, it's an energy frequency that it gives out. Like, when we were born naked. We put on this, it creates a static electricity, electricity. That shit shock you, right? But anyway, the cotton plant was not always around. It was cultivated and put here again to attack your energy. So if you look up the history of cotton, it was a plant that was not in the Americas until later. So it was in other countries, supposedly. That's what the history books tell us, right? That's what AI gonna tell you, right? But again, if you look at the history of the cotton gins and the history of the slaves on the plantation picking cotton and stuff like that, that was created for a reason. I wonder what that reason was. Anyway. Ashes and dust to dust. You know, since they industrialized us, the Indus Valley. You hear me? This shit crazy how they think we stupid. But anyway, the trial, you know what I'm saying? Indus Valley. If you put it together, it makes sense. But anyway. But that's in Pakistan and India, y'all. They pack a stand. India. And I really should be done with this video since I literally pointed out the obvious stupid shit that they did, right, in their history books because they penciled some shit in, right? But I'm going to go further. 5000 BCE, you know. What's BCE, matter of fact? Because I got to see this shit. But anyway, in 5000 BCE, that's the earliest known of the cotton plant. In the Indus, not no T, Indus Valley. I'm flabbergasted. E is before common error. Because they made a fucking error. You hear me? And then it also means before Christ. And it also means civil engineering. A bachelor in civil engineering. And you know what the fucking engineers did? They discovered some shit like Christopher Columbus. Now let me show you what the fuck Christopher Columbus, what I found in history and cotton with him. You hear me? Bachelor of Chemical Engineering. And it also means one more thing, but let me get it right. It means Bachelor of Chemical Engineering. And also, if you spell it backwards, now, what the Bible say, when they flip shit and everything, you hear me? European Central Bank. Since we all connected to one motherfucking source, you mean to tell me that this BCE means all of these things and they're not connected? European. Jesus Christ. What the fuck else did I just say? Engineering. Chemical. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't all connected. Yeah, this connected all right. To the fuckery. You hear me? Now again, because I'm a streetwalker, I live off of mill, and we worked in the mill, and they industrialized dust. Indus Valley, this shit, wow, then a bitch. And Industrial Street is right by mill. Let me show y'all that shit on the map again. Since we underground digging in the railroad and shit, you hear me? The Bible talks about Noah, and then Noah Holmes, you hear me? He was the first one to create the machine, the cotton machine. And then we in motherfucking before Christ era, right? It did. Christopher Columbus came and discovered that it was in the Bahamas in 1492. Is that what he discovered, really? Because shit in history books is flipped and upside down and you turn to me type of shit. You hear me? I mean, what the fuck is this? A guy named Noah Holmes created the cotton gin, the first machine. His name was Noah Holmes. And in the BCE era, because they said 5,000, but this was in the 15th century or some shit. What I just read? I'm reading too much. I'm getting a headache. That's why I'm out here smoking a cigarette. This too much. It's stressing me the fuck out. Because this is some bogus shit. Sailed the ocean blue in 1492. And in Bahama, he discovered that it's cotton. And then in the 1600s or the 1500s, one of them, it was first planted in Florida, and then in Virginia it was in the 1600s in Virginia. Something ain't right. We don't know how old cotton is because it was first discovered in Mexico. And it's a Mexican. Now I'm pointing on the map, and I'm gonna screenshot this shit again and show y'all real quick, and I'm gonna be done with this motherfucking video. After this mill Industrial Street, down the hill from it, off of Avenue R in Johnson, you hear me? It's a Mexican restaurant that sit right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we ain't all connected. See, listen, we all connected to one motherfucking source again. You hear me? Do y'all hear me? We all connected to one source. Somebody got a blueprint from some damn where. You hear me? And then let me show you the history of cotton picking plantations and shit in Texas, Mississippi, and all these southern ass motherfucking states. And then I'm gonna be done with this shit. Cause I can't no more. This shit wild. He's saber-tooth tiger and this shit. You hear me? Sabbath. You wash your shit with the Sabbath and stuff. You know, if you take that Mexican restaurant that's towards something, I don't forgot what it's called, but at the end it says Saberita. Since we Saberita and shit, you hear me? And then it's right, and I didn't circle this, but if you look down, you see Simmons. You know, since we living in a simulation and shit like that. But anyway, I'm done. I can't. And you see in 1793, they say Whitney, Whitney, Whitey with the N, you know. You hear me? Did you hear me? Eli, you know, because he in the Bible too and shit. Really, right? Okay, so since Eli Whitney, whatever the fuck his name is, since he supposedly created the first cotton gin, but we know that somebody else did before him. His name is Noah Holmes. You hear me? All this goddamn history and stuff is all mixed up and discombobulated. But it's okay, because I'm pinpointing out the reality in the bullshit. Because we the walking Bible, and I keep telling y'all that, but I'm done. Like I said, I really am done. Like, let me go ahead and take off this cotton shirt and put on my pajamas. But it is cotton though. All this damn rich ass history that they civilly engineered chemically, you hear me? Discover some shit. But I'm done. Like, shit, I can't, like, oh my god, it's too confusing. And when you try to break it down and stuff, the history is all over the place, and they don't know who created what and all this other shit. But then they tell you in the history books that they pencil some shit in, that this is our reality. But then wait a minute, we connected by one source, and you know, we all got a blueprint, and we all have a contract, and we all, you know what I'm saying, like, we all are engineered, you know what I'm saying, for a purpose. and our paths are already wrote. But then you see Noah and Eli in the BCE era. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is this? Because history, we on a loop. And we keep repeating history on that loop to cause chaos. But that, that's just me. I'm just saying, like, you read in between the lines. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm reading in mine.